A new exploit targeting artificial intelligence coding assistants has raised alarms.
This exploit opens companies like Coinbase to potential attacks if safeguards are not in place.
The exploit, called CopyPasta license attack, injects hidden instructions into developer files.
It primarily affects Cursor, an artificial intelligence coding tool used by Coinbase engineers.
The attack uses licensing files, like license.txt, to embed malicious payloads.
The artificial intelligence coding assistant treats these files as authoritative instructions.
Once accepted, the artificial intelligence propagates the code into new or edited files.
This allows the virus to spread without direct user input. Cardano retail investors have turned bearish after weeks of price declines.
This creates a potential buying opportunity for large investors, often called whales.
Data from Santiment shows the ratio of bullish to bearish commentary on Cardano dropped to 1.5 to 1 this week.
This is the lowest level in 5 months and coincided with a 5% price rebound.
This suggests that frustrated sellers may have inadvertently created a local price bottom.
Historically, Cardano price rallies have often started when retail sentiment is at its weakest.
A similar setup was observed in mid-August, when a 2-to-1 ratio aligned with a price surge.
Conversely, high levels of optimism, such as the 12.8-to-1 ratio earlier this summer, have preceded sharp price drops.
Michael Saylor's company missed being added to the Standard & Poor's 500 index.
Their stock declined almost 3% after market hours.
Inclusion would have exposed millions of investors to the company.
It would have potentially acted as a positive catalyst.
Robinhood was surprisingly included in the Standard & Poor's 500 index.
Their stock rose 7% after the market closed.
The changes will become effective on September 22.
Robinhood joins Coinbase and Block as crypto-linked stocks in the index.
Hyperliquid is preparing to launch its own United States dollar stablecoin.
The ticker symbol USDH has been reserved for this stablecoin.
Validators will soon vote to allocate the ticker through an on-chain governance process.
Interested teams can submit proposals for deploying USDH.
The winning team will be chosen by validator quorum.
Stablecoins are essential for crypto markets, serving as liquidity and trading pairs.
This is a $270 billion asset class, currently dominated by Tether and Circle.
Hyperliquid handled $398 billion in derivatives trading volume last month.
Sol Strategies, a digital asset firm focused on the Solana blockchain, has secured approval to list its common shares on the Nasdaq Global Select Market.
Trading will begin September 9 under the ticker symbol STKE.
Shares will continue to trade on the Canadian Securities Exchange under HODL.
However, they will be delisted from the United States over-the-counter market where they previously traded as CYFRF.
Holders of over-the-counter shares do not need to take action.
Their shares will automatically convert to the Nasdaq listing.
This move marks a significant milestone for the Canadian firm formerly known as Cypherpunk Holdings.
The company said that joining Nasdaq will increase its visibility with institutional investors.
Ether exchange-traded funds have seen 4 days of outflows.
This marks a shift after a month of strong inflows where they outperformed Bitcoin counterparts.
Spot Ether exchange-traded funds lost a combined $505.4 million over the past 4 trading sessions.
Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, by contrast, gained $283.7 million during the same period.
This follows August when Ether exchange-traded funds saw over $4 billion in inflows compared to just $629 million for Bitcoin funds.
Ether dropped to $4,209 on Monday, its lowest since mid-August.
This suggests investors often choose to wait rather than buy during price drops.
The flow difference between the two largest crypto assets suggests cooling enthusiasm for Ether, even as Bitcoin attracts new capital.
Ethereum validator entry queue has overtaken the exit queue.
This signals renewed demand to stake Ether.
932,936 Ether sits in the entry queue.
791,405 Ether is in the exit queue.
An Ethereum initial coin offering participant moved 150,000 Ether into staking.
This participant had been dormant for 8 years.
The investor originally purchased 1 million Ether for $310,000 United States dollars during Ethereum 2014 token sale.
Ether has been down about 4% since August 15.
Filecoin rose 3% before a 2% decline amid volatile trading.
It traded around $2.32, up 3.4% over 24 hours.
The trading range was 6%, between $2.23 and $2.38.
The broader crypto market was little change.
Filecoin progressed from $2.25 to $2.32, a 3% gain.
The total trading range spanned 6%, from a low of $2.23 to a high of $2.38.
The price peaked at $2.38 with high volume, exceeding the 24-hour average.
Substantial selling pressure was observed in the final hour, contributing to the 2% decline from $2.36 to $2.32.
An early Ethereum investor just rejoined the market with a large staking deposit.
150,000 Ethereum, worth approximately $646 million, moved into a staking address.
These wallets were inactive since February 2022.
The investor originally purchased 1 million Ethereum during the initial coin offering.
That initial investment of $310,000 is now worth approximately $4.3 billion.
Two wallets still hold 105,000 Ethereum, worth $451 million.
This is the latest instance of initial coin offering whales resurfacing.
These funds were staked rather than sold, signaling continued confidence in Ethereum. Chainlink's native token, Link, has been declining recently.
It fell another 2.8% to $22.40.
This drop comes despite positive news, such as the United States government using Chainlink.
Link is now 15% lower than its August peak of $27.
The decline follows a 37% gain in August for Link.
This coincided with Bitcoin, Ether, and the broader market pulling back.
The Chainlink Reserve bought another 43,937 Link tokens.
This mechanism has removed $5.5 million worth of Link since August. Crypto markets fell mid-morning Friday despite August employment data suggesting monetary easing from the Federal Reserve.
Initially, news of only 22,000 new United States jobs last month rallied markets including crypto, stocks, bonds, and gold.
This was due to anticipation of the Federal Reserve cutting its benchmark interest rate.
However, things reversed after the stock market opened.
Ether led the decline, dropping nearly 4% in minutes and is now down 1.5% over the past 24 hours to $4,279.
Solana and XRP had similar percentage declines.
Bitcoin fared slightly better, down closer to 2.5%, but still up slightly over the past day at $110,500.
United States stocks reversed early gains, with the Nasdaq and Standard & Poor's 500 now down.
XRP fell 4% from $2.88 to $2.84 on September 5.
This occurred after it hit an intraday high of $2.89 as institutional selling pressure emerged.
Trading volume exploded to 227.75 million during the 12 o'clock hour.
This is nearly 4 times the 24-hour average of 58.40 million.
6 asset managers, including Grayscale and Bitwise, have filed for spot XRP exchange-traded funds.
Decisions from the Securities and Exchange Commission are expected in October.
XRP traded between $2.78 and $2.89 during the 24-hour session.
The asset advanced from $2.84 to $2.89 on massive volume before rejecting resistance.
Hedera's HBAR token gave up early gains to end Thursday lower.
Heavy selling erased a 6% climb from $0.21 to $0.22.
This occurred in the 23 hours leading up to 1400 UTC on September 5.
Sellers emerged into surging volumes, which doubled the 24-hour average.
The reversal came swiftly in the final hour of trading.
Between 1326 and 1425 UTC, HBAR slipped back to $0.21.
This broke through a key support level at 1416.
That triggered stop-loss orders and an acceleration of institutional liquidations.
Bank of America believes tokenization represents the next evolution of investment products.
They call it Mutual Fund 3.0, similar to the emergence of mutual funds in 1924 and exchange-traded funds in the 2000s.
Blockchain technology could underpin a new generation of financial vehicles.
Real-world asset tokenization is progressing rapidly, with firms like Securitize working with BlackRock and others to issue tokenized funds.
WisdomTree even built its own tokenization engine, offering over a dozen tokenized funds.
The value of real-world assets represented on-chain surpasses $28 billion, primarily in private credit and treasuries, according to RWA.XYZ.
Regulation remains a challenge, with questions surrounding tokenized funds still unresolved.
However, Bank of America argues that the benefits of tokenization will eventually drive adoption.
The United States Securities and Exchange Commission and Commodity Futures Trading Commission plan to hold a joint roundtable.
This is the next step in their efforts to make United States markets friendlier to financial firms, including crypto businesses.
SEC Chair Paul Atkins and Acting CFTC Chair Caroline Pham announced a joint roundtable for later this month.
It will discuss prediction markets, decentralized finance, and 24/7 trading in traditional financial markets.
Atkins stated it is time to collaborate and leave turf battles aside.
Previously, the two agencies sometimes clashed over crypto policing.
Atkins and Pham now present a united front, aiming to bring innovators back to the United States.
They also aim to oversee modern, round-the-clock markets.
Thumbs Up Media, backed by Donald Trump Jr., plans to deploy 3,500 Dogecoin mining rigs by year-end.
This expansion involves acquiring Dogehash, a miner focused on the script algorithm used by Dogecoin and Litecoin.
Script requires large amounts of memory, making large-scale hardware attacks costly.
Thumbs Up will acquire Dogehash's existing 2,500 rigs and add 1,000 more, pending shareholder approval.
The company projects material high-margin revenue from this integration.
Revenue estimates range from $22.7 million at current Dogecoin prices to over $100 million if Dogecoin reaches $1.
This move follows Thumbs Up seeding a $1 million Bitcoin position in January.
They have since expanded to include Dogecoin, Litecoin, Solana, XRP, Ether, and USDC.
Trump Media and Technology Group has closed a purchase agreement with Crypto.com for 684.4 million Kronos tokens.
This $105 million transaction involves both cash and stock.
It represents about 2% of the circulating supply of the Kronos token.
Both Kronos and Trump Media shares will be locked up for a specific period.
This agreement is part of a larger partnership between the two companies.
It will integrate Kronos as a rewards feature within Truth Social and Truth Plus.
Trump Media will store and stake the tokens with Crypto.com's custody service.
This is intended to generate additional income.
That's a wrap on this episode of CryptoCast Daily. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time with more market updates, bold predictions, and fearless crypto insights.